Walk into any motorcycle dealership today, and you'll see the same thing. Showroom floors packed with expensive bikes collecting dust, while dealers offer increasingly desperate incentives. These manufacturers bet big on premium pricing, but experienced riders aren't falling for corporate marketing anymore. We're counting down 8 motorcycles that prove price doesn't equal value. Number 8. Ducati Multistrada V4S. The $28,000 adventure bike that adventure riders can't afford to adventure with. Ducati positioned this as the ultimate technology-packed adventure tourer, targeting affluent riders wanting superbike performance with touring capability. They loaded it with radar cruise control, semi-active suspension, and cornering ABS to justify the premium pricing strategy. 1,158 cubic centimeters, V4 engine producing 170 horsepower and 92 pound-feet torque. Features Ducati Skyhook suspension, adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection. Starting $25,995, with the S model reaching $28,995. Weighs 479 pounds wet. The brutal truth is maintenance costs that'll bankrupt your retirement fund. Desmodromic valve service every 18,000 miles costs $2,500 plus at dealers. That radar system? Dealer-only repairs starting at $1,800. Real-world reliability reports show electrical gremlins and sensor failures. Compare that to a BMW GS at similar price. You get proven reliability and worldwide service network. Dealers offering $4,000 plus incentives and 0% financing through 2026. Used values dropping 30% in the first year. Most sit on lots for 6+ months while buyers choose proven alternatives. But if you think Italian maintenance costs are brutal, wait until you see what Harley's charging for their adventure experiment. Number 7. Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250. Harley's $17,000 adventure bike that's adventuring straight back to dealerships for warranty work. Harley's desperate attempt to capture the adventure market after decades of cruiser dependency. They positioned this as their technological showcase, targeting riders wanting Harley heritage with modern adventure capability and BMW fighting credibility. 1,252 cubic centimeters. Revolution Max 5 Twin, producing 150 horsepower and 94 pound-feet torque. Features adaptive ride height, cornering ABS, multiple riding modes. Base model $17,319. Special edition $19,999. Weighs 534 pounds, ready to ride. Early adopters became beta testers for Harley's quality control problems. Transmission issues, overheating in traffic, and electrical faults plague first-year models. That adaptive suspension fails regularly, leaving riders stranded with a 534-pound paperweight. Harley dealers admit they're learning adventure bike service as they go. Meanwhile, proven alternatives like Africa Twin offer bulletproof reliability. Dealers push extended warranties hard because they know what's coming. Used markets flooded with low-mileage examples from disappointed early adopters. Resale values down 25% from MSRP within 18 months. Speaking of overpriced adventure bikes, let's talk about BMW's latest cash grab. Number 6. BMW R1250 GS Adventure. The $21,000 adventure bike that's too heavy for adventure and too expensive for touring. BMW stretched their GS formula beyond reasonable limits, targeting premium buyers who wanted maximum fuel capacity and electronic wizardry. They positioned this as the ultimate long-distance adventure machine for riders with unlimited budgets and professional-grade riding skills. 1,254 cubic centimeters boxer twin, producing 136 horsepower and 105 pound-feet torque. Features 7.9-gallon fuel tank, electronic suspension adjustment, multiple riding modes, MSRP starts at $21,345, easily reaching $25,000 plus with options. Weighs 583 pounds fueled up. Here's reality. 583 pounds is a back-breaking nightmare off-road, and that 32-inch seat height eliminates half the potential buyers over 45. Maintenance costs mirror luxury car prices, with $800 oil changes and $2,000 suspension services. That massive fuel tank becomes a liability when you're picking this beast up solo. Regular GS offers 90% of capability at $17,000 less. Dealers can't move these white elephants despite $3,000 plus rebates and 1.9% financing. Most buyers downgrade to regular GS after test rides, reveal the weight penalty. The used market shows 20% depreciation in the first year. But BMW's pricing looks reasonable compared to Indian's luxury cruiser experiment. Number 5. Indian Challenger Dark Horse. The $24,000 bagger that's challenging riders to find anyone who actually bought one. Indian Motorcycle attempted to steal Harley's touring crown with cutting-edge technology and aggressive styling. They targeted Harley Street Glide owners wanting superior performance and modern features, positioning this as the thinking rider's touring machine. 1,768 cubic centimeters Power Plus V-twin, producing 122 horsepower and 128 pound-feet torque. Features 100-watt audio system, ride modes, cruise control, ABS. MSRP $23,999. Limited edition models exceed $26,000. Weighs 818 pounds wet. The market reality is brutal. There's simply no demand at this price point. Harley owners aren't switching because of brand loyalty, and new riders won't spend $24,000 on their first touring bike. That Power Plus engine is impressive, but Indian's dealer network remains spotty for service and parts. Resale values crater because nobody knows what these are worth long-term. Dealers offering $5,000 plus cash back and desperate trade-in values. Production scaled back significantly due to poor sales performance. Most sit on floors for 8+ months, while comparable Harleys sell monthly. Speaking of complex touring bikes with questionable dealer support, Triumph has entered the chat. Number 4. Triumph Tiger 1200. The $18,000 adventure tourer that's touring straight to the service department every 6,000 miles. Triumph redesigned their flagship adventure bike to compete with BMW and KTM, targeting serious adventure riders wanting British engineering with modern technology. They positioned this as the thinking rider's alternative to German complexity and Austrian unreliability. 1,160 cubic centimeters triple engine, producing 150 horsepower and 96 pound-feet torque. Features Showa semi-active suspension, cornering ABS, traction control, multiple riding modes. MSRP starts at $17,500. GT Pro model reaches $20,500. Weighs 534 pounds wet. That beautiful triple engine comes with British reliability quirks that'll empty your wallet. Electrical issues plague the advanced electronics, and parts availability remains hit or miss through Triumph's limited dealer network. Service intervals every 6,000 miles with $400 plus costs. Compare that to Honda's 8,000-mile intervals at half the cost. The complexity that impresses in showrooms becomes expensive frustration on the road. Dealers push extended warranties because they know what's coming. Used values dropping 35% in 2 years due to maintenance reputation. Most buyers choose simpler, proven alternatives after researching ownership costs. But if you think Triumph's reliability is questionable, wait until you hear about KTM's adventure bike track record. Number 3. KTM 1290 Super Adventure. The $19,000 Austrian rocket that spends more time in the shop than on the adventure trail. KTM positioned this as the ultimate performance adventure bike, targeting hardcore riders wanting race-bred technology with touring capability. They emphasized track-derived engineering and cutting-edge electronics to justify premium pricing over Japanese alternatives. 1,301 cubic centimeters V-twin, producing 160 horsepower and 100 pound-feet torque. Features W-Poly semi-active suspension, cornering ABS, traction control, quick shifter. MSRP $18,999. R model reaches $21,499. Weighs 518 pounds, ready to ride. KTM's reputation for reliability issues reaches peak frustration with this model. Fuel pump failures, overheating problems, and electrical gremlins plague owners. That semi-active suspension fails regularly, leaving riders with a $3,000 repair bill. KTM's limited dealer network means long waits for parts and service. Meanwhile, Honda Africa Twin offers similar capability with bulletproof reliability at $4,000 less. Dealers offered unprecedented incentives, including $3,500 cash, back, and free extended warranties. Used markets flooded with low-mileage examples from frustrated owners. Resale values dropped 40% from peak pricing due to reliability reputation. Speaking of overpriced alternatives to proven Japanese bikes, let's discuss Honda's pricing strategy gone wrong. Number 2. Honda Africa Twin DCT. The $16,000 Honda that's pricing itself out of the reliability advantage that made Honda legendary. Honda positioned the DCT version as the ultimate convenience for adventure touring, targeting riders wanting automatic transmission benefits with Honda reliability. They emphasized technological advancement and touring capability to justify the premium over manual transmission models. 1,084 cubic centimeters parallel twin, producing 101 horsepower and 77 pound-feet torque. Features dual-clutch transmission, riding modes, traction control, ABS, MSRP $15,799. Adventure Sports DCT reaches $16,899. Weighs 534 pounds, wet with DCT. Here's the problem. You're paying $2,500 extra for a transmission that adds complexity to Honda's legendary simplicity. That DCT system requires expensive fluid changes and dealer-only service. The manual transmission Africa Twin offers identical performance, better fuel economy, and traditional Honda reliability at $13,399. You're literally paying more for less reliability and higher maintenance costs. Manual transmission models outselling DCT versions 3-to-1 despite dealer push for higher margin DCT sales. Used DCT values lagging manual models by 15%. Dealers admitting most buyers choose manuals after learning maintenance differences. But if you think Honda's pricing has gotten out of hand, wait until you see what Harley's charging for their flagship touring bike. Number 1. Harley-Davidson CVO Street Glide. The $48,000 motorcycle that proves Harley has completely lost touch with reality and their core customers. Harley's custom vehicle operations positioned this as the ultimate American touring machine, targeting affluent riders wanting maximum luxury and exclusivity. They loaded it with premium paint, high-end audio, and custom touches to justify luxury car pricing for a motorcycle. 1,923 cubic centimeters, Milwaukee 8, 117 engine, producing 125 horsepower and 131 pound-feet torque. Features: Rockford Fosgate audio, LED lighting, custom paint, premium touring accessories. MSRP starts at $47,999. often exceeding $50,000 with dealer accessories. Weighs 844 pounds wet. This represents everything wrong with modern Harley pricing strategy. You're paying $20,000 plus over a standard Street Glide for paint, audio, and badges. That $48,000 buys 2 excellent touring bikes, or a standard Street Glide plus a nice truck to haul it. The target market of riders over 45 remembers when Harley meant value and rebellion, not country club pricing. Maintenance costs mirror the purchase price with $600 plus oil changes. Dealers are desperate to move these white elephants with $8,000 plus incentives and trade-in over alliances. Production cut dramatically due to poor sales. Most sit on floors for 12-plus months, while standard Street Glides sell regularly. Used values dropped 30% immediately due to massive dealer discounts. The pattern here is clear. Manufacturers have forgotten that experienced riders over 45 value reliability, simplicity, and honest pricing over flashy technology and premium positioning. These bikes represent corporate disconnect from real rider needs and budgets. Which of these overpriced machines surprised you most? Are there other expensive bikes dealers can't move in your area? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if this saves you from an expensive mistake, and subscribe for more honest motorcycle content that puts riders first, not manufacturer profits.